Welcome or welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. Grab a drink, a matcha, a coffee, any kind of tea, some water. Have a sip. I have some updates for you guys. And we're just gonna start off with a bang because, also, if you are new here, hi, welcome, I'm Alyssa Shea. I'm currently working on my debut romantasy novel called Project Harvest. Well, that's what we're temporarily calling it. That's not the actual title. There is no official title yet. Actually, something that I'm really struggling with. If anybody has tips for coming up with a title, please let me know. I have titles that I like, but they don't necessarily fit the vibe of the book, so obviously not a good title. Now on to the big announcement. I hit the midpoint in Project Harvest yesterday. I cannot even tell you how excited this makes me. I started this project in mid-February. It is now mid-April. It is April 18th to be exact. And I have gotten to this stage in a book before, actually several times. I've never finished a complete manuscript, but I have gotten past the midpoint before. But I am feeling so strong, so motivated, so into my story. I feel like this is the most well-constructed story I've ever written. I think it's the most compelling plot. It is the most put together story I've ever written. And I am so proud and just excited and on fire for this project. So I want to celebrate. I have bought myself a present for hitting the midpoint. And I want to open it with you guys. We're going to do that today. And I just want to put a disclaimer that this is kind of an extravagant present. Everybody's version of extravagant is different, but I think for most people, this would be a fairly extravagant gift for like reaching the halfway point of a book, the first draft of a book. But I really want to finish this book. It is very important to me. And I normally, I hate to use the words give up, but I normally give up around, I would say 35 to 50,000. To be conservative, I would say 30 to 50,000 words. And I do not want to give up. I want to only speed up. I want to keep going. And knowing that I am reaching that point in a manuscript where I start to shut down, doubt myself, doubt the story, think, why the heck am I even doing this? I need to make it a really positive experience. And so I'm doing this midpoint gift. I'm also going to do a reward, I believe, at 50,000 words and 60,000 words. And then 70,000 words is my total word count goal for the first draft. So that in and of itself is going to be the reward. I'm not going to do a separate external reward. So if you didn't want to do the math, my goal for this project is 70,000 words for the first draft. That means that yesterday I'm actually just shy of 35,000 words. Also, I may have just said 70,000. Did I say that right? I'm not going to go back and rewatch this clip if I said it wrong. No, I meant 70,000. So I'm a jumble because I just want to open this little surprise with you. It's a surprise for you. It's not a surprise for me. Obviously, I ordered it, but it has been sitting in my apartment waiting for me to hit this point for so long. So this feels so good. And I think going forward, I'm going to open all my rewards with you guys. And I'm going to keep them a surprise for you. I know what they are. At least I have a list of options. Like, I might change my mind as I get closer. But I'm not going to tell you guys so that for the video you have a little surprise. And it's just fun for me. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. What? Is this... Look at the inside of the bag. Is this normal? Is everything okay? What? Oh, that might be the padding of the bag. Here, there's a little strip right here I'll pull. That was the weirdest. I've never seen the inside of a bag look like that. Oh my gosh, it's getting on my pants. It's getting everywhere. I'm gonna need a vacuum after this. Okay, that's slightly on me. I opened it wrong. Let's see what this says. It's 100% recycled paper, and it's a cushioned mailer, so I think the part that I was showing you was like the recycled cushioning, but it's all over my lap right now, which is crazy. But I see the actual present, and I don't know why I feel like I could cry. I could cry. Oh, you guys, am I dramatic? Why am I gonna cry? I'm only 35,000 words of the way into the book. For some people, this would be nothing. Apparently, I'm not that person. I am not that person. Oh my gosh, this is smaller than I thought it would be, but I can already tell it's gonna be so cute. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh. Look at her. I've been wanting like a cream white colored bag. There was not like a packaging insert or a tag or anything. There's not even a tag on this. This is crazy. I was gonna tell you what the model of this bag is. I think it's called the Nolita something. Oh, here's all the info maybe. Let's see. It doesn't say. You guys, I can't tell you right offhand which bag this is, but I think it's the Nolita something. So I will link it down below in case you love her as much as I love her. Oh my gosh, I need to take a moment and just appreciate her. And then I will check back in with you guys because I need to like calm myself. Okay, I think I've maybe at least slightly collected myself since that last clip. If you'd like to know the bag, it is Nolita 19. I believe the color I have is chalk. So I am very happy with that present. It's even more beautiful, honestly, in person than I could have imagined. I think I chose the perfect gift for myself. And again, I know it's a little bit extreme. I recognize that, especially for an unemployed person, like maybe not how I should be spending my money. However, this project is really important to me, and writing the book itself is a gift. Writing the book itself is a reward. However, writing is really challenging. It's very hard. No matter how much I love it and how fun it is a long process and can be difficult. So I think ways that you can make it fun and more rewarding, because the finished product, holding the book in your hands, I cannot even imagine how immensely rewarding that is. But you don't necessarily get those small rewards throughout the process. I mean, you can see your word count increasing, but it's all kind of not concrete, not very physical. So I think that rewards, even if it's just going out and getting a coffee or a pastry or doing something small like that, cheering with some friends, like you don't need to buy a bag when you hit the midpoint of your book to treat yourself. You can do all of these little things, like getting a little tiny treat or celebrating with a friend and going out to dinner, anything like that, to just remind yourself that you're doing amazing work and to reward yourself until the moment when you can hold that book in your hands. So I'm not going to justify my purchase any longer. I know I don't need to, but I also know that maybe some people won't understand. So anyway, another update I wanted to give you guys was that I have been introducing this project as a YA romantasy, and I'm going to stop referring to it as a YA romantasy because I think I actually might adjust and move it more into like the cozy fantasy adult space. I have been thinking a lot about it, and the main plot of my book revolves around a marriage contract, and I was thinking about it, and I don't know personally of any YA fantasy romance books that revolve around a marriage contract. I know of adult ones, but I don't know of any YA ones. And I thought that it would be something unique for the space, but I think that it's hard almost to kind of make a marriage contract YA, because if you're looking at that like under 18 audience, marriage, I don't want it to be a child bride situation at all. And so I think it would definitely need to be upper YA, but I just think the premise might be better suited for adults, even though I know like one of my comp titles for the book was going to be the Selection series, which is all about, gosh, I don't even remember the plot, but it's like a prince needing to find a wife, and so there's this whole selection process, I believe. And so that feels a little bit like arranged marriage, similar premise, and so I think you can do it in YA. But as I was looking at the themes and evaluating the themes in the book, I mean, there's like leaving home for the first time, there is navigating the relationship with your parents after you leave home and realizing like they're human, and there is a lot of other themes. But there are a lot of other themes, but they don't really lend themselves to the under 18 audience. They really are more so, I would say, new adult. And so I think that I will probably transition into the adult category. The only reason I'm nervous about that is because I wanted this to be a low violence and a low spice book. I'm somebody who doesn't do well with really graphic, gory scenes, and I also don't really like explicit intimacy scenes. So that's why I thought that YA might be perfect for this book. But again, upon reflection, I'm thinking that might not be so. And so I think the cozy fantasy space might be what's best. The thing is, I do want there to be high stakes, and typically with cozy fantasy, I don't think of high stakes, but what is the Sword Heart? I'm forgetting the author. I think Sword Heart is actually technically cozy fantasy, but it has relatively high stakes. So I think there are exceptions to that rule. Also, it's going to be the first book in a trilogy, and I wanted to end on a cliffhanger, and I know typically, I'm gonna run out of memory. One second. Okay, as I was saying, I know typically cozy fantasy readers don't want a cliffhanger because it's supposed to be like low anxiety reading, and I guess cliffhangers could be anxiety inducing. I think that I could do the cliffhanger in a way that it works, but as you can see, I'm just kind of struggling with the genre a little bit at the moment, but luckily that matters more for marketing, and right now I just need to write the story that I need to write, and I will figure out, I will solidify before I query what genre it is. But I just wanted to mention that I have been calling it a YA romantasy, and I am leaning towards shifting towards adult. So those are my updates for the day. I have been chatting and squealing for quite a while, so I am going to call it a day. I'm going to write tonight. I probably won't check in again today, but I will check in tomorrow morning, let you know how my writing session goes tonight, and then we will have another little writing session tomorrow morning. Hi, hello, it's 3 days later. So that happened, and it is after 7, so we are rapidly losing daylight. But today has been the most productive day, and I was like, it is the day to wrap up this video because I wrote over 2,000 words. Oh my gosh, that's only happened one other time while working on this manuscript, and I was literally so proud. It didn't take that long. It didn't feel that strenuous. It just felt really amazing, and I felt really proud and accomplished afterwards. So that was such a high note, and I wanted to end on that note because the last 2 days when I didn't talk to you, I did not hit my writing goal, which is 1,000 words a day. I did hit 1,000 words the last time we spoke, but then the 2 following days, life just kind of happened. I ended up talking to some friends, spending some time with friends that I hadn't planned on. And so, yeah, that is really important to me, to leave room to do those things. I think People are the most important, and I will always put a friend above like being productive and getting writing done. I know that sounds bad, but I just really value those relationships. So that's what happened the last 2 days. Then today, out of nowhere, I wasn't even planning to have a super productive day, which is why I hadn't picked up the camera. I actually was supposed to go for a walk midday with a friend, and I had a job interview earlier. So there were so many things where I didn't think that it was going to be ultra productive, but it ended up being the most productive. So that is so exciting, and I wanted to end on that note. And I will say, I'm now in Act 2, Part 2, and I am not fleshing out the chapters as much as I was in Act 2, Part 1, or in Act 1 in general. So these are really skimpy chapters. I mean, a lot of them are only 1,000 words. I will either go back and edit them as I work through Act 2, Part 2 some more, or I will just tackle that more in my second draft. Right now, I'm just really trying to chug along because I don't find the events of Act 2, Part 2 as enjoyable as the rest of the book. Not because I think they're not good, but because they kind of make me uncomfortable. You know, the bad guy's closing in, and I don't do super well with conflict or negativity or things like that. So I really loved the buildup and the romance and the relationship and the dynamics of Act 1 and Act 2, Part 1. And so it's harder for me to write all of these moments leading up to the part where all is lost. So I feel like I'm just chugging along so fast, wanting to get it done to like get past the discomfort of being in that place. So I'm not gonna force myself to really flesh out these chapters. As long as they're on the page and I have something to work with, I'm so happy. And there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, if I keep up at this rate and I don't really flesh out these chapters, I will not hit 70,000 words in this first draft, which is again, okay. That was an arbitrary goal that I set for myself, but I'll know that I'm going to add a lot more words in draft 2 and really beef it up a lot then. So I think no matter which way this shakes out, it's okay and it's good as long as the book gets done. That is what we need. That is the sole purpose of draft 1, is to have something on the page to work with and get started with. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the final draft, obviously. So that is where we're at. But I'm going to go now before I lose daylight completely. I just want to say thank you for being here. How exciting to reach the midpoint and to just treat yourself. And if you are currently writing a book, remember that it's tough and to find the joy in it. And honestly, share your journey, talk about it, find community. It makes it so much fun and so much better. And if you are working on something right now, let me know in the comments below what it is. I'd love to hear what you're working on, what stage of the process you're in, and just connect more about our writing. So thank you for being here. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.